This story was going viral on my TikTok feed yesterday, and a lot of the conservatives have just eaten it up. It's a lesbian woman at a gym in the locker room. Allegedly, a trans woman was there and was naked. And this woman came out into the lobby and wanted everyone to know. Let's talk about it. Here's the video. Get ready.
A biological woman had the shock of her life when she was changing in the locker room of a Gold's Gym in LA. LA-based singer-songwriter Tish Hyman shockingly had her membership to the gym revoked after she called out a transgender woman for being in the women's changing rooms.
Gold's Gym! Men! Grown men with big dicks in the women's locker room! And that's why I'm getting kicked out, and I want to make sure the girls know! The fuck? Everybody saw that man in the locker room. No one's saying shit. And I'm fucking done with it. It's stupid. It's dangerous. Me naked in front of a man without my permission. But I'm the one who gets kicked out the gym, y'all. I'm terminated for not wanting men in the locker room.
Hyman then went on to confront the trans woman supported by other biological men in the corridor of the gym.
How are you?
Did you tell me or not that women like to see dick?
I'm asking you a question.
Exactly. Get out of the way now. No. Now he knows how to be a man, right? Now he knows how to be a man. Stay out of the women's locker room. We don't want it. He needs to have his gym membership revoked for that shit. And the woman told you. He assaulted me. The girl told already. We already filed reports. No.
That's fine. I want the video.
You can't get rid of me for this. I'm a woman and I have every right to not want a man in the restroom when I'm naked. There are girls naked in there. Look at them walking in there like it's okay. It's not okay.
I understand.
Hyman then recounted her confronting experience when she returned to her car.
I just had the worst experience ever at the gym, at Gold's Gym, and I think this is probably happening at gyms across America. We're like, trans women are going into the women's locker room and not really caring about how women feel about it. And it's really hurtful, yo. Like, how you gonna say you wanna be a woman or that you are a woman, but you don't give a fuck how women feel? Today I was naked in the locker room. I turned around and there's a man there in boy clothes, lip gloss, standing there looking at me. I'm butt naked. So the first thing I think is maybe there's a worker in here, maybe I missed a sign. I say the word sir to say, sir, what are you doing in here? He goes, don't fucking talk to me. I'm a woman. I have a right to be in here. Immediately, I'm fucking pissed because I'm butt naked. I feel violated. I feel like weird. Like, I don't want to deal with this, right? So the girls are walking in and they're seeing the commotion and they actually chime in and say, yo, I don't know why he's in here. He's not supposed to be in here. And then I talk to the people that work at Gold's Gym and they don't really have anything to do. They just like, oh, we can file a report about it, incident report. What the fuck is going on? Like, listen, how can you say you're a woman or you want to be a woman and you don't care how women feel?
She then went on to demand that trans women not be allowed in women's locker rooms.
Why do you guys think it's okay for men to be in the women's restroom? And like, when is the cutoff point? Is it like, oh, you cut off your penis, you can come in here? Why aren't women making the laws? And if you really want to fucking be safe and feel good, why don't we just make trans restrooms? Because it ain't right.
Online commentators were shocked by the response of the gym, with this person saying, "Zero respect for women's rights to privacy and safety. They better fix this. There are other gyms out there. Make it make sense." And this commentator agreed, saying Gold's Gym kicked the woman out.
Pause. That's libs of TikTok. That's not a commentator. That's libs of TikTok who makes a whole career like shitting on liberal people and making fun of trans people. You know what I mean? So just FYI, guys, these are transphobic content creators.
And not the man who invaded the female locker room. Unreal. And Gold's Gym's members have already started speaking out, cancelling their memberships and demanding change.
Hey guys, Erin Elizabeth Health Nut News. I was just going to Gold's Gym to work out when I saw the story about this woman being banned or kicked out of Gold's Gym for being upset because she was naked and had a man staring at her in the locker room. And she said, "Sir, what are you doing?" And Gold's kicked her out, even though he swore at her and verbally abused her and was staring at her naked, because Gold's always sides with these men who like to pretend to dress up like girls and go into our restrooms. The Beverly Center, where the Gold's is located, was my old gym when I lived in LA a decade before I got smart.
Okay, this music is ridiculous, bro. Chess says Sky News Australia is right wing. It is right wing. Fun fact.
Moved to Florida. Now Gold's is my gym here. I will be canceling today. I may be in their live recording. I don't know yet. We'll see. But I want to let you know immediately that I will not stand for some disgusting place like that bans the woman, the poor woman who's naked in the shower and has some guy, totally staring her down, looking at her.
Bro, this music is ridiculous.
Watching her. She said he looked like a guy, but because Gold's allows these men to go in there and say, "Oh, I identify as a woman," this shit is going on and it's going to stop. And I would like
the music. I can't get over the music.
To boycott Gold's Gym with me. And I would like to encourage all of you, if you would like to join me in a boycott against Gold's. It's easy. You probably have to go in. I'm going to find out here in a minute. Cancel your membership and you can join another gym.
Oh my God, that was ridiculous. Okay, I know they're right wing. Sky News. I wanted to use them because they were the first ones to cover the story, like in a news setting. But also, we're progressive here, so we can see through the bullshit, anyways, right? Like, we're not gonna fall for the propaganda and be like, "Oh my God," you know what I mean? So okay, so obviously, like, all the comment sections are like, "Every woman needs to react like this, then they will stop." She's 100% correct. Like, women need to be protected. Okay, so. Obviously, that's super transphobic. We're not a fan. We don't agree. Like, da 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 da. Like, it's so fucking reductive. I will just say this. I'm going to need more evidence that in any way, shape, or form, this trans woman was harassing or bothering anybody. But otherwise, like, once you've deconstructed gender, you just realize it doesn't matter who you're naked in front of. Because for the record, that black woman is allegedly a lesbian. So what's the difference for being in a locker room with a man or a lesbian if they're all into women? Like, what the fuck is the difference? Like, you're acting like specifically because that person, like, you think they're a man, and what's the threat of them being a man, right? They're attracted to women. You're a lesbian. Why are you allowed to see women naked? Like, again, it's like, why, what's wrong with men? What's wrong with men and women sharing the locker room? What's even wrong with that? You know what I mean? Like, what's the thought process? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what's your idea of, like, what is scary about a man being in a women's locker room? And so it's this idea that, like, oh, I'm a lesbian, so I respect women. We don't know that. Lesbians can do stuff too. It's like, that's the myth of the gay man and the straight woman. Guys, gay men can rape straight women. Gay men can rape women. They've done it before. So this idea that, like, gay men are safe, they're not attracted to me, girls, with peace and love, anyone of any sexual orientation or any gender can rape somebody. No one is exempt. Okay? Right? So obviously, at the end of the day, I don't think separate bathrooms or restrooms or locker rooms are necessary for a safe society if we deconstruct patriarchy and misogyny. But I think in an ideal world, my gay brother especially, could come into the locker room with me, or my siblings and I could all congregate together. You know what I mean? Like, or that I wouldn't have to worry about changing in front of my male friends, or that it shouldn't be scary to change in front of people that are in your community. Like, the idea is that it's scary because we've trained people to feel entitled to people. I saw this woman post, being a woman is so exhausting. And she was, like, on a train and these two men are walking, past her room, and they just stop and, like, look in and look at her. Like, the entitlement is the problem, right? It's the entitlement to people that just gets so frustrating. Now, apparently, and I could be wrong, I didn't have it ready for you today. We can try to find it together. But I kept seeing people on TikTok allegedly say that this woman might actually be a known, agitator. Like, she might actually be kind of known for causing issues with trans people. And I don't know if that's true. Let's see. I want to mute this because I'm going to get copyrighted here. So this is the trans woman. She's being filmed in the bathroom. So she's literally, like, being filmed. They're filming her. And she's obviously just, like, as far as I can see, minding her business. Okay, I don't know if when you're in a locker room, you make extra effort to not be openly naked, right? I don't know if that's your custom. I think in most locker rooms, we try not to be, I don't know, I guess it depends on the setting. I guess it depends on how comfortable everyone is. Like at a sauna, you go in with your towel and like you maybe take it off. But like maybe that would be different if like, you know, obviously there's a way to act. But I don't have any evidence that this woman was acting out of turn while being naked in the locker room. Like being naked is not the problem. That's like the lesbian lady said she was naked. So if she was naked and she was naked, what's the problem? The problem is like this woman doesn't think trans women are women. And she thinks penises are only for women. I think that's the problem. Right? Now, not to say this trans woman is a good person or that we know her, that she can't be a bad person. We just don't know her. And we have no evidence for it. And right now, it looks like she's the one being targeted and filmed and discriminated against. So we have no evidence that like anything this other woman is saying is true, right? So let's see. Okay, so she's just drinking her water. They're zooming in. She's not fighting back. She's not yelling. Okay. I don't know if she said something. She looked like she talked, but I didn't see it. She's obviously used to like probably the harassment, which is horrible to say. I mean, she looks pretty like bummed, bro, if I'm going to be real. Yet nothing's happening in this video. You know what I mean? So it's kind of weird. Now, okay, this looks like her official page. My TikTok was hacked. This is a backup. Okay, so is this the same lady? Yeah. Oh, she's a singer? Oh, you can't hear her. I muted it.
I'm so lucky. Got a roof over my head. I'm lucky.
Yeah, people in the comments are like, your career is far from over. You spoke up for many girls.
I cried so much in the last 3 or 4 weeks. I can't tell you. I probably haven't cried this much about anything since my mama died. And I'm not a crying type of person. It's not that I think anything's wrong with crying. I just have been through so much that I rather spend my energy on fixing things that are wrong rather than crying about things that are wrong. And I had no choice on Sunday but to run out into the fucking gym. I cried so much in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay, let's see.
Yo, do you see this girl in the gym acting like the victim skit? What kind of propaganda bullshit is this? Like, what are you talking about? No, that's not what happened. What happened is I'm a lady who goes to the gym all the time. And I work out, I don't know, 2 hours a day. And I go into the sauna. And then I go out of the sauna, I shower, and I oil my skin. I lost 100 pounds. That is how I don't shake and flab around, because I do intensive sauna sessions and I always oil up. So that's why I'm naked in the girls' locker room, right? So now that y'all know why I'm in there naked, because some people seem to not know what a woman's locker room is for, that's why. And over the course of a month, 6 times I have been harassed in the gym's locker room by trans women.
That's a lot of times. That's a high number for me. Anytime someone tells me a story where it's not backed up by statistics, where they're like, oh, this happened to me, that's a very interesting statistic, like improbability.
Whatever they call themselves, because for me, there are men walking in the women's locker.
Okay, so she's just transphobic. Boo, boring. That's it. Wow, the story is so less interesting now. See what I'm saying? Like, and then the fact that there was like liberal women on TikTok being like, I support trans people, but I absolutely agree with you. Don't you smell a transphobe when you see one, bro? Can you just tell like she came with transphobe energy? And it's the lesbian community. You all got to get your fucking turf shit together. Lesbians, get your shit together. Ariel Scarcella, get your shit together.
And if you see the videos that I've posted and all the videos, you can see these are clearly men. Today, on my last day working out, after they terminated my gym membership for causing a fuss after quietly making a lot of complaints and 9 other women making complaints about this and them doing nothing. And I got scared because that guy came in the locker room and said, bitch, in my ear real crazy. And I already told people that I was feeling some way because I posted him on the internet and I thought maybe he'd catch me and beat my ass. So I ran into the fucking gym and I screamed and asked for help. And that's what I got. And then they kicked him out and then they terminated my fucking gym membership as well. I'm being punished for this shit. For just speaking up. And now not only that, this is being misinterpreted as a skit. It's not a skit. It's a serious situation. It's dangerous. There are men going in the locker rooms with women and it is dangerous. Rape. Look at the statistics of, like, I don't even want to get into why I believe this. You can read for yourself. And I don't care if trans people are trans. Like, I never thought about it to this day. It's just
Wait,
in
what?
the locker room,
What?
women, and it is dangerous. Rape. Look at the statistics of, like, I don't even want to get into why I believe this. You can read for yourself. And I don't care if trans people are trans. Like, I never thought about it to this day.
Well, first of all, the fact that you said you never thought about it to this day is true. Just as the statistics don't exist. She's talking about rape, like cis men raping people. That's the statistic she's thinking of because she thinks trans women are cis men. You know what I mean? But she's like, I never thought about trans people to this day, which indicates like, yeah, lack of deconstruction, lack of thoughtfulness, especially as a lesbian. So you're obviously not queer, right? So she's not queer. I want to confirm she's a lesbian. That's what everyone kept saying on the internet. But I just want to confirm, like, so this is when because this is like a lack of queerness, right? Not understanding. Guys, I've spent my whole life in gay clubs, in queer bars. The bathrooms are genderless. Like there's gender neutral bathrooms. Everybody's peeing next to each other. Never had a fucking problem. Not to say there won't be a problem because, you know, queer people are allowed to, or gay people, LGBT people, they're allowed to be rapists too, you know? Like, I don't know what to tell you, but like, it just didn't happen. It wasn't an issue. And honestly, I've peed in a lot of guys' bathrooms. I've gone to the restroom with a lot of men. And I've never had a problem. Not to say that I won't have a problem. Not to say that a lot of people won't have a problem. Not to say that people can't have problems. Because then we're doing this thing where it's like, oh, we've never had a problem, so there isn't any problems. No, sometimes there's a problem. But to say that it's always a problem is wrong. Right? It's just like, what are you talking about?
Hey, it's just in the locker.
Oh, and then for her to say, I don't care about trans people. Like, I don't care if they're trans. Well, obviously you do because, like, this is a trans person existing and you're upset about it.
Room, it is wrong. In the schools, it is wrong.
Oh, so you do care if they're trans.
Men's locker rooms need to keep women out too. It is wrong. Y'all trying to put apples in a basket with oranges. We don't want a fruit basket in the fucking locker room. We want peaches in one, bananas in the other. And for the trans, make them a restroom. Give them some sports sections. Give them their own sections because no matter what you want to say, a trans woman is that, a trans woman. A trans man is that, a trans man. And honestly, I think it's flipped backwards. It's trans men should be the woman's. The trans man, so fucking confusing. The trans men should be the men transforming into women. And the trans women should be the women transforming into men. And they all need their own fucking locker rooms because we don't need to deal with this. We don't have to hate it or love it. But we ain't got to have it in the locker room with us. Don't you fucking agree? Because what is a women's locker room for?
Yeah, this is why I think deconstruction is beautiful. Deconstruction allows you to see the situation for what it could be and what you could have said, "Hey girl, I love that you're here. I support you being here. You're a little too free with the nakedness." But then she can't say that because she also said she was butt naked. See, naked for me, but not for thee. But let's say she was more modest. Let's say she was a more modest girly. She'd be like, "Hey girl, you're kind of like out and about right now." No judgment, but like, girl, you know what I mean? Like, we're a little bit more modest in this locker room, but like, we love that you're here. Is that, you know what I mean? Because like every locker room is different, but she said herself she was butt naked. So then why can't she be butt naked? The two, like, you know what I'm saying? And this is why we deconstruct. We have relationships, we deconstruct. Listen to me when I say this. I see it happening right in front of me. I see generational curses being repeated in my own family where they're like, you know, the kids are being like, sexuality and the body's being stigmatized. And I was like, you're going to make it worse for the kids. You're going to do the same thing mom and dad did if you do not get over this. And like my siblings who have kids will be like, sex trafficking exists because human bodies can't be neutral. No, that's not why sex trafficking exists. It exists because people are bad and we're not deconstructing our relationship to people and self. Like a girl wearing a tank top isn't the reason your kid becomes a sex trafficker. But the fact that you don't teach your kid to act normal around a girl in a tank top is the problem. Because that kid grows up repressed and then feels crazy around girls showing shoulders. It's not good. But it's happening. I'm witnessing it in front of me happen time and time again about like, oh, girls wearing low-cut shirts are going to confuse children. And I'm like, man, this is a generational curse that's going to take a lot of generations to heal. But that's the problem. So this narrative and this idea, like, Guys, deconstruction will help you understand that it doesn't always have to be a scary world. It is a scary world because we're not deconstructing. It is a scary world because we're not being honest with ourselves. It is a scary world because we're not being honest about our biological reality, which is not to trigger, not to send, oh my God, it's not, I don't mean that the same way Republicans mean it. The fact is we are biological creatures on a planet, and our biological reality is that trans people exist within the framework of biology, that you can have a relationship with nudity, you can have a naked society and not have everyone be like a horny, crazy person, right? Like the irony of Republicans and right wingers being like, biology. We are biology. Everything we're doing is biology. You can't say, well, biologically trans people don't exist. They literally do. They literally do. Ridiculous, okay?
How are you?
Did you tell me or not that women like to see
I'm
dick?
the guy asking you a fucking question.
Exactly. Get out of the way now.
How do they not think this is scary? All these people ganging up on a person who legally is allowed to be there. Like, don't you think that's fucking scary? This is why I say being a minority isn't enough. Don't you think it's kind of interesting that like a black woman who may be a lesbian is advocating for segregation / discrimination as if she herself wouldn't have been discriminated against just so many years ago? Like, girl, come on. And that's why I'm saying, like, I don't know this trans person. I'm not defending her. I'm saying, given the context of the situation, you seem to be in the wrong. Okay? This lesbian lady, like, you cannot do this to people and talk about it being liberated. Also, we know she's a transphobe, so, you know.
No, now he knows how to be a man, right? Now he knows how to be a man.
Look at the hesitation. Look at the, she's probably got 1,000 thoughts going through her head right now. What do I do? How do I talk? What do I do with my body language? You know, am I going to get jumped? Do I defend myself? How do I walk away? There's like 100 thoughts going through her head. Well, all you're thinking is, fuck this lady. It's literally, I would be so emotionally upset about this situation, you know, given the clips, given what we're seeing.
Stay out of the women's locker room.
Like, look at the confusion. Like, look at the obvious, like, what am I supposed to do here?
We don't want it. He needs to have his gym membership revoked for that shit. And the woman told you. He assaulted me. The girl told already. We already filed reports.
Oh, listen to what she said. Listen to that.
He assaulted me.
Last time this happened,
The girl told already. We already filed reports.
she took what, photos of her? Is that?
We already filed reports.
She took what of her?
The girl told already. We already filed reports.
One of me? I think one of me. So like a picture or video?
No.
A video. Oh. So this is the second experience. So that first experience in the tank top, the tube top, that was the first experience. And this is the second experience, yes?
That's fine. I want the video.
You can't get rid of me for this. I'm a woman and I have every right to not want a man in the restroom when I'm naked. There are girls naked in there. Look at them walking in there like it's okay. It's not okay.
I understand.
I'm not causing.
How are you?
Damn, bro. So that's why the internet was saying she has a reputation for harassing trans people. And then for her to get on a video and be like, I've been harassed by 6 trans people. Are you doing the harassing or are they doing the harassing? Right? This is horrible. I wish our communities, I wish women could stick together. I wish gender fluid people could stick together. I wish at the end of the day, gender didn't even matter. I wish even if this was a man and they were in the locker room, you could just calm down and assume that they're there for a good reason, right? Like maybe we could have a conversation, right? Like my mom would say this, like, do you want to go to the bathroom with men there? And I was like, is the man my brother? And she said, what do you mean? I was like, well, my brother's a man. Yeah, I don't care if my siblings are in the room, like in a bathroom with stalls. I don't care if there's a man as long as he's a good man. The scary issue isn't that he's a man, it's that he's a bad man. I'm worried about bad men. You're worried about men general. And then you have the audacity to tell me one side of your mouth, men are my protectors. And the other side, they're so scary they can't be in bathrooms with us. Which one is it? Are men safe or are they not safe? It's just so interesting the way we have these conversations.
Did you tell me?
The freak out that happens when a girl like me walks into the men's locker room is 1,000 times bigger than the one from the few ladies who complain about a girl like me in the ladies' locker room. As soon as these clothes come off, no teenage male will leave that room until I do. All these women, their husbands are going to be looking at me. A lot of men will simply refuse to walk into that locker room so long as I'm...
This post, she says, hold on, let me show it to you because I didn't know what I was watching. I'm on her page. Internet, do your thing. This is the kind of trans woman who walks into women's locker rooms and treats trauma like a joke. That behavior is disgusting and dangerous and unacceptable. Oh, so she's like harassing people. She's like campaigning for people to find people.
This message is
Oh, interesting. She's like a bit of a stalker, a bit of a stalk. You know, interesting. So now look at this. This message is for genuine trans women. Okay, are you the arbiter of who's a genuine trans woman now?
genuine trans women out there. I know that not all trans women hate women or are misogynist. You guys are living your life and just trying to do what makes you happy. Here's the problem. We can't tell who's a trans woman and who's a man being weird. So they all need to be out of the restroom so that we can protect our safety. I heard Texas made it $100,000 fine if a man goes into a woman's restroom. And I think that we should try to do something like that. Get involved with your state legislature.
Also, guys, make sure to check your misogyny in the chat going after this woman. Okay, so make sure we're all not evoking any misogyny or sexism in order to, you know, hold transphobia or transphobes accountable.
Because we need to have a law.
Obviously, doesn't need to be said, but also no racism in the chat, because that'd be crazy.
At the same time, we need to help the trans women get a space for themselves. And
Separate but equal, baby.
trans women, y'all need to be the leaders of this fight. If y'all truly don't want to be in the room with us and just, it's not about.
She's like, please be a pick-me, be Blair White, be Ariel Scarcella, be a pick-me and show us that you're the good gay and the good trans and the good queer.
Like being in the room with us, and it's really about having a space. Fight for the space. Women had to fight for rights. Gay women had to fight for rights. And you're no different. You have to fight. And I'm willing to join the fight.
Yeah, but like, why should lesbians be allowed to be in a space with women, but men shouldn't be allowed to? I don't get the logic.
Of getting trans women their own spaces. At the same time, I'm definitely fighting for women to have their own spaces. So women, if you're seeing this, listen, don't be afraid. Don't be silent. Scream, cry, yell man in the restroom when you see them in the restroom, because that's the only way to make them uncomfortable with coming in the restroom, since the law won't protect us. This is about women's safety and nothing more or less. Talk to your legislators. If you see a man in the restroom.
This is going to be her new thing. Like, she's going to pivot and be a politician.
Complain, file complaints, scream, and make them uncomfortable. They should not be comfortable coming in the restroom, bullying us out of our spaces. It's not right. On top of that, the sexual preference of a trans woman isn't always men. Sometimes it's women. And I don't want to be in the room with a trans woman who's attracted to women. I don't want to be in the room with a trans woman. I want trans women to have their own spaces. Natural born women. We have got to stop allowing this. We have got to stand up, and we have got to scream when we see men in the restroom of any form. If they're biological men, we've got to scream, because we can't take the risk of being.
Okay, we got to find out. Is this woman a lesbian? Because I'm so confused. Let me see. What's her name? They're just calling her woman. Does this lady not have a name? What is this lady's name? Tish Hyman. I think that's her name, maybe. Yep. Oh, she is a singer. Look at this. She's got she's like a bit famous. Yeah, only the worst people. Okay, let me see. So, Miss Hyman is a lesbian and a singer, originally from Bronx, New York. So why can she be in the locker room if she's attracted to women? Openly gay artist Tish Hyman. So why can't she? I don't understand. Is she grifting right now, bro? Is this a grift? What's the logic here?
Right? We have got to. I want trans women to have that to women. The trans woman who's attracted to women. I don't want to be in the room with a trans woman. I want trans.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, people don't know why they believe what they believe. That's why I think deconstruction is really helpful. It makes you less bigoted. This is why I think it makes you better, right? Like, it just helps you just be kinder to people around you. It's just so interesting. I'm so fascinated by this. But this is like very typical, I think, of a lot of transphobic spaces, right? Discord said if she is lesbian, she is. What she just said feels a bit predatory, not wanting trans lesbians in a locker room, but allowing cis lesbians. Well, that's the question. Maybe she doesn't want the competition. Chad said, is this the performative lesbian? I don't know, girl. It's funny that she said the trans women have deconstructed, or at least like face their misogyny, or like are misogynistic. But like, what is this? Like, is this like weaponized victimhood? Is this, because she could have this thought. She could have a thought, because I do meet a lot of gay people. They're not queer. Like Ariel Scarcella and Blair White and all these people, right? They're like one of these people that are always like, I want to be the good lesbian, or the good trans, or the good gay, or the good whatever. And so maybe this is why you have to deconstruct gender. But like, you know what this reminds me of? Did you guys watch that show Chaos? Was that what it was called? Yes. Did you watch the show Chaos? Love the pansexuality, queerness of it all. Honestly, vibes. And there's a trans man in the show who's born into, you know, that village of girls, like the Amazonians, but are they called Amazonians in this lore? In the Norse gods lore? Is that true? Anyways, so the mom in this whole community of women is devastated because she knows her kid is a boy. And so he has to leave. He can't stay. So he had to be abandoned by his own community because he was a man, right? Oh, were they Valkyries? I don't remember. But I just thought to myself, like, yeah, this is why I don't believe in gendered spaces. I'm not about to abandon my own child because of their gender. Okay, yeah, Chad's all saying Valkyries, got it. So there you go, right? Like, I don't believe in women's only spaces or men's only spaces if it means that I can't go and I can't bring my kid into this space, or I can't bring somebody I love into this space. Now, I understand sometimes it's necessary, and I think that's valuable and valid, but I don't want it in the long run in a sense. I don't want it to be because men are scary, or because women are gross, or because men, you know, I don't want it like that, right? And so I do struggle, I think, with this narrative, because I just think when you come down to it, people you love should have a safe space with you. Not to say there isn't a time in which when you are healing or traumatized that it might be hard for you to be around certain people, but that doesn't mean that because you're struggling, other people should be discriminated against. So yes, maybe there can be like places that are for recovery, or places that are for safe spaces, or places that are, you know, but at the end of the day, I don't like the narrative that like men aren't allowed in the women's locker room, or women should never be in men's spaces. It's just like, it's too gendered for me.
Hey everybody, my name's Conrad from Seattle.
Conrad from Seattle, what are you doing here today?
I'm here to hang out with you.
Oh, you're not going to the gym today?
Damn, I look good. Shit. Time is the most important thing we have.
I got air in my lungs, I'm so lucky. I got shoes on my
I just, girl, love the fit, love the aesthetic. Just FYI, for the record, you would be a literal threat to everybody in my conservative bubble. You know what I mean? Like, isn't she wearing literally boy clothes? Wasn't she saying that trans woman was wearing literally boy clothes? Is this not boy clothes? This is what I call boy clothes. You're wearing boy clothes. And I love boy clothes. I wear most of my closet is boy clothes. Every insult she threw at that trans woman applies to her. And that's why, somebody said it earlier, often Black women are targeted because of transphobia. This is why transphobia hurts all of us. Cis women are targeted because of transphobia. Lesbians are targeted because of transphobia. There's nothing wrong with masculinity. There's nothing wrong with being masculine. Okay, no matter what form it comes in, fashion, aesthetic, whatever. But like, yeah, this aesthetic, like this, it's just every insult she threw at this woman, she could have applied to herself.
Idolize the mobsters, real life Sugar Hill, back in high school, crack stashed in the lockers, corroded hallways, base heads off they rockers, raised by a single mama, deadbeat papa. Back in those days, I ain't even dream of lobster. I was in the streets dodging and weaving monsters before I became conscious of what I could accomplish, way before selling songs, tours, and the concerts. Straight up out the sewer like Luigi, way before people scream lucky when they see me. Drugs by the
I got air in my lungs, I'm so lucky. I got shoes on my feet, I'm so lucky. Got a roof
over my head, I'm lucky. I got water to drink, I'm so lucky. Got light in my eyes, I'm so lucky.
You know what? Her singing is very talented. Like, she's very talented. Her voice is beautiful when it comes to singing. I'm not sure about that freestyle, but no judgment. Okay, it's too bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, her singing is beautiful. She's got style. I wish she was an ally. I wish she was a friend. I wish she was queer. I wish I could be excited about another lesbian in the music industry. I wish I could love her. I wish I could. I mean, I love her as a human, but I wish I could love her as a person.
I got love in my life, I'm so lucky. I got fate on my side, I'm so lucky. I got air in my lungs, I'm so lucky. Ooh, yeah. Got air in my lungs.
Yeah. What are you gonna do, girls? Transphobia really hurts us all. It just hurts us all. You know? Wish she could have been a queer lesbian. That would have been great. But now, do you get what I'm saying? The difference between gay and queer? If you haven't seen my podcast on it, go watch it. But like, being gay does not make you queer. Being trans does not make you queer. Being queer politically, engaging in it politically, it's a deconstruction of the standard of the expectation. It's saying, fuck your standard and expectation when it's rooted in bigotry. You know? Damn. Chess says, isn't she very gender non-conforming though? Why the transphobia? I mean, based off conservative bubbles, yeah. You know? It's just crazy to me. But there we go. That's what it is. Okay. Well, I think we solved the case, girl. Transphobe. Look, I can't advocate for this trans woman because I don't know who she is, but in all the clips we saw, it obviously looked like she was the victim. And once again, adds to the statistic of trans women being targeted and trans people in general being targeted. Like, trans men also exist, non-binary people also exist. And don't even get me started on the fact that non-binary and gender fluid people are also having a very rough time of it, considering that even trans binary people, you know, will attack them. So we all got to deconstruct no matter what you are, no matter what your label is or who you identify as or whatever else. Like, we all have to deconstruct. Going back to the beginning of this stream, why do I value deconstruction? And if we deconstruct, are we all getting to the same place? Only if you're interested in what's true, kind, and like harm reducing. Like, maybe not the same way all the time, but generally speaking, I don't think there's a place for transphobia in a world that's interested in deconstruction or harm reduction. Transphobia just like isn't helpful to anybody, especially not if you're concerned about protecting women.